8:24, it's game time here in Monte Durham. Say yes to the dress, Atlanta. Great posture, great outfit.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome, sir.
Hey, well, look at you
Look
two.
at the ring.
A little something blue.
I love a little something blue.
A little something blue.
Big deal in this neck of the woods. People know you for the dress, and you're at the wedding fair this weekend. It's my wedding.
I am. I'm excited to be here again. This will be my third year. Love the BC brides. They were so fun.
Is there something different about our West Coast vibe? Are we a little bit more laid back, or do we get as dressy as we can?
I think it's a little more organic here, where brides are really more attuned to the event as opposed to necessarily themselves. You know, when you get down the South, honey, it's all about the bride. It's all about the bride. It's all about the dress.
And you know, speaking of the dress,
that.
you know, it's an important decision. What are the key questions to ask? Are we going to the bridal shop? Or do the brides, should they buy it online? What should they consider?
Well, you want to watch, you know, absolutely, you should be in the dress you love. And if you watch the show, you know that's our premise. We're going to get you in the gown you love. You know, it's not your mother's dress. It's not your sister's dress. It's not your mother-in-law's dress. It's your dress. So that is what you need to stay focused on. You definitely do not want to go down the aisle wearing a dress and thinking of another one.
Right.
I mean, that happens a lot.
That's a huge key. I love watching the program because you're like, stop worrying about your mom's dress, honey, because I know you're not going down the aisle in that lace when what you're looking for is something in a beautiful Italian silk.
Right.
So let's talk about the details now. You've got a little bling edition. Last year we saw some extra color in some dresses, some brides opting for that. What's on the runways now coming to us?
What we're seeing is a much more subtle effect in bridal gowns. Beautiful satins and silks. Sweetheart neckline still rules, but that sweetheart's getting covered up. I mean, there's jewel necklines with lace inserts across the bodice, which are beautiful. We're finding a soft gathered skirt. Natural waist is back in. So the drop waist and the mermaid, still popular, but that waistline has moved up to the natural waist. Soft, beautiful gathered skirts. Flowing, lightweight, movability is one of the
trails, trains?
Shorter, actually. Girls are opting for longer veils. You don't have to bustle the veil. You can take it off, and you get an incredible impact with the long veil, especially sweeping across the grounds with the ocean in the background, young man.
A destination wedding we were talking about. So let's talk about the dress and the venue and how those styles and trends translate. If you're indoors, if you're outdoors, what do you recommend?
Well, a lot of girls, especially in the South, will have an outdoor ceremony and move indoors. So you got to remember that. If you're on solid surface outside, you don't have an issue with hemming your dress. If you're on the sand or on the ground, your dress, you're going to sink into that. So you want to make sure the dress is hemmed to the shoe you're going to put on once you come back to a solid surface. So that's one thing to look at. You also want to look at actually where you're getting married. If you're getting married on the beach, you want something soft and flowy, like the waves hitting it. If you're getting married in a cathedral, let's make it satin with lace, you know, cathedral veils, cathedral trains. And if you're going for a more romantic look, look at lace. Lace transitions no matter where you put it. Mountaintop, cathedral, or beach. Or the backyard with hot dogs. It still looks good.
Question about getting married a second time or third time or whatever.
Yeah,
can you wear white?
It does happen.
Oh, absolutely it does. Can you wear white more than once? Should you?
I think everybody expects to see the bride, so we expect to see her in soft pastel colors. Ivory is the #1 color for bridal gowns now, first or second time brides. I think what is beautiful about the Encore bride, the bride that's been married and goes on and on again,
bride,
is that she's really getting the dress she loves. And now she's a little more mature, financially maybe a little more secure, so she knows what's going to work for her.
What about the groom? Got some tips for the groom over here?
Oh my God, this is great. Now, what we're seeing for the grooms, boutonnieres are going away, brooches are coming out.
So similar to what we have right here.
Yeah, the cameo. But, you know, so men are wearing heirloom pieces. So it's not just something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue for the bride. We're finding that the men are stepping up to that. Gray, #1 color in suiting and tuxedo for men.
Just going to ask them
Skinny ties,
what color to go
wide
with.
ties are coming back. The thin pant is still there, but it's opening up a little bit. The stripe, the satin stripe is back on the tuxedo. They want it to look a little more formal as opposed to a suiting. Notch lapels, which you have on there. Peak lapels are big. Double-breasted is coming back. Slim fit, short jackets.
How about that unbuttoned thing. You're buttoning up all your buttons on your wedding, though, right? Because
Yeah,
everybody
well,
seems to have, all the guys seem to have one button undone these days.
Well, on the jacket, you do it so it's movability, so
Yes.
it looks great. Double-breasted is really the only time you would button a men's jacket all the way, or a 3-button. The vest, surprisingly enough, if you're wearing a vest, the bottom button should always be open, simply because Winston Churchill visited the States, and when he was here, because of his girth, he couldn't button the bottom button. Everybody thought that was a fashion trend coming in from Europe. Men jumped on board with it, and here we go.
Led the way. So it's my
we
wedding
go.
happening at the Trade Act Saturday and Sunday. You can see Monte Durham himself. He will be there. $18 in advance, $20 at the door. Itsmywedding.ca for the entire scope of detailed best advice about getting married. What would you say after all the brides?
Stay calm. Remember what you're doing.
Perfect.
Enjoy the
Monte.
moment, right?
Thank you.
Thanks, Monte.
Yeah.